appointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nimba County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to see us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government makes you lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Parker. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Parker. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Parker, if all of them were taking the President Parker and behaving the President Parker, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them. I'm not.
3 of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a dining boy in the Liberia National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform them the violence or any student because of their action. It will be the day the entire Garguah administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and will shut down the Garguah administration. The day that happens, we have the capability to do so. And if they think this is their renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Garguah administration begins with this. If they think they will temple on any student in this country or at the university like Garguah and work away with impunity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to actual poverty and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say. In
the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say you're a lie?
It's going down. First blow. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Garguah can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put a hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Garguah presents him as a poor man from Lofa and asserts that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. First President Garguah is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
There's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the man just stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the man just went to, I forgot that Jamaica, the man just went to Ghana, the fit, and the man bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can't reach himself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. When I remember,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There, Wune Alphas, all men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere, you will have lights in a town for children to play, for people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small, then road, B road, all kinds of the place. I think the reason Joseph Baga will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody here but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boaga. Boaga still living. Joe, no, you leave better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boaga president until he screwed up. We gave God his glory. Yeah. Well, Boaga, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, Yoli Costa, you come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to carry the president, Boaga, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what he talking about.
And I
no, son,
guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today, we all wear the jersey of Liberia. And the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elected 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elected 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully my shirt is, I went to Liberia and bought me a nice propose suit, but every time I wear it, it looks funny on TV. So if I look funny on TV, if my shirt look funny, guys, please send me some comment in the comment section so I can change my shirt. Every time I wear these propose suit, especially the green and the beautiful colors, I look funny on TV. So if I do look funny, guys, please let me know. Or if you can see the color of my shirt, let me know what color you think it is. So we can, okay, somebody say look funny and confused. Yeah, okay, I know. Maybe I'm confusing this. Okay, so I am going to change, and I'm glad you've seen that because I'm looking at myself and I look funny. So let me see. 1 minute. Hold on. Let me put something on, see how that goes. Oh, still looking funny, right? But it's better than before. Jeez. Okay, so when I go to Liberia, I would tell my tailors, when you're making me a propose suit, you got to make sure the color doesn't collide with the television. But thank you very much. This is what I like, the interaction. You see, somebody just quick. As soon as I said it, they say, you look funny. Let me see, who is that? Seleke Kromah. Seleke Kromah. And then is that Vincent 9501? Is it, yes, sir. Change it, please. Yes. Victor Nagbe, you look at Firestone brick wall. Yes. That's what I thought. So when you come here, you're going to be running into a brick wall. So you see, my Fula brother that made me that nice propose suit, he didn't know that it was going to collide with television. But I gave you a homework, and you guys are very smart. Our audience are brilliant, academic, wise, interactive. Peter Garguah says it's okay. At least it's okay. Thank you. You see, that's a golden person, Garguah. This Kitty Dash. Good evening. Watching you guys from Italy. Oh, there's a lot of things going on this weekend. Actually, the whole Part 2 week in Milan, Italy. We got the Winter Olympics. Everybody's in Italy having a great time. 9501 said much better. Seleke Kromah, you can smoke weed on this platform. Today is Friday, guys. Bring your sense of humor. And we will not ban you. We will not, as long as you don't insult anybody, because it is prohibited here. But you can make fun of us. Seleke said the way we behave on this platform, he really think we are smoking weed. Thank you very much. You know what the American man says? Kamara. So it takes one to know one. So for you to be able to detect somebody who smoke weed, my whole life I never noticed anybody smoking. But you way out there, you were able to see it. Because you know how smoking weed is. You've been smoking weed, Kamara. So weed smoker, no other weed smoker. Thank you very much. Peter Garguah, thank you very much. Victor Nagbe, thank you very much. I know you're on your way. 9501, thank you very much. The prophet James Conant. Aha, another prophet. Prophetic James Conant. James might be related to Prophet Key because you're all in our prophet thing, prophet. Bokolo Chair Collins. If we're smoking weed on this platform, he said, what you gonna say about Spoon TV? And they might be smoking something worse than that. This is what this is all about. Franklin Sanon. This station is useless like we are. He thinks that our station is useless like President George Weah. That is the opinion of Franklin. Honorable Wilma Lee McCready say, I am following. Thank you very much. Vinicius Junior Bar, watching from NKT. I don't know where that is, but wherever that is, shout out. We are getting there. It's just a matter of time. That's Juj Moe. Juj Moe said we are getting there, just a matter of time. He is very optimistic about where we are, about Liberia. While many of us are very skeptical and pessimistic based on things coming out of Liberia, Mr. Moe is very, very optimistic. He says we are getting there. The only thing is he can't tell us when we're going to get there, because we've been hearing we are getting there since I was born. So today is Friday, February the 20th. The 20th day of the second month of our Lord AD 2026. You know, most of you are employees of different corporations, government. This platform happens to be an employer. We too have to abide by the rules and basic laws of the Republic of Liberia and these United States as it relates to our employees. The law says that our employees, or we have to work 8 hours. Anything over 8 hours, you have to be paid an overtime, except that you are either in law enforcement, civil servant like fire, where they work 3 days on, 2 days off, or 48 hours on, 48 hours off, or 24 hours on, 48 hours off. So you can work sometimes 18 hours, 16 hours, but then you get another 24 hours off. I'm saying this to say lately I have noticed that when we get going late on our shows, we go to 8, 9 o'clock. It is not fair to our employees in Liberia because they are 5 hours ahead of us. If it's 9 o'clock here, it's 9, it's 10, 11, 12. It's 2 o'clock in Liberia and they are still in the studio accommodating us. That's not fair. When we close at 8 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock in Liberia. So I am calling on management, we have to do something. Our employees have to have a set time to come to work and a reasonable time to leave, to go home to their family, to rejuvenate, to rest. That's what civilized people do, and we are civilized. And Mr. Kamara, this is what civilized people do. And that's what we are going to do. That tells you that we're not smoking weed out here. We are human beings, we are administrators, we are managers, but we also care about our employees. Journalists work almost around the clock. They are the medical doctors, they are on call. Whenever there's a breaking news, they rush in there. So the least we can do is at least tell them, listen, we will make sure you get home by maybe 11 o'clock. If you take another hour to travel and you get home by 12, by 6, 7 o'clock, you get 7 hours of rest and you're back on the job. But we can't let you leave the studio at 1 o'clock in the morning, take another hour to get home. You get home at 2 o'clock. You get 3, 4 hours of sleep and you're right back to work. No matter how good you are, you cannot perform at your optimal. at that level. So I'm appealing to management. If you are listening, we are not slave drivers. We are a civilized, professionally run organization, corporation. Our employees are paramount. Without them, we won't be here. So we have to take the welfare of our partners, our employees, into account. It is a must. If you want to get the best out of your employees, you have to care for them. That's my 2 cents, but today is Friday. You have come to the end of the week. We are going to do a little week in review, and then our guests, we are going to be talking about soccer and the academies. The importance of soccer academy. Liberia is 204 years old. We need to do better. From 1822 to 2026, 204 years will be in existence. A nation that cares less about its children, the young people, the youth. That country has no future. "30, 35 years ago, if our leaders had thought about our young folks, if they had thought about their future, they would not have recruited the young people called child soldiers, 10, 9, 11. Those people came back now, they are into offices of leadership. And if you went to a good business school in the United States, there's something called GECO there. Garbage in, garbage out. So if you have your children, you do not invest in your children, basically you are investing garbage. Don't sit here and complain that Liberia cannot make it to the African Cup, Liberia can make it to World Cup, when all you do is talk politics, steal the money for you and your family and maybe your immediate circle, your friends. Look at the budget for the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And look at the entertainment budget for the vice president, the speaker, and the Senate pro tem. Look at the budget. Myean, when our guests come, just flag me and let's get going.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gayman.
But this is what we are talking about. We are talking about the young people, the future of this country. Are you among the group, or you are supporting the group that usually says, listen, I am old, let them figure it out when they get here? If the future of Liberia was important to Liberians, we wouldn't do so many things we are doing. Like today, on the front pages of most of the papers, it said Liberia's silent crisis. Women and children bear the brunt of persistent hunger in Liberia. People can't find something to eat. The Liberia Land Authority boards were summoned twice, has been summoned twice by the House of Representatives over the escalating land conflicts in Liberia, demolition everywhere, people are fighting. This is a disorganized and lawless country. Some people been on the land for 45 years, 30 years. They have paid taxes. And then they become landowner versus the government, landowner versus the army, landowner versus cousin, cousins versus the nephew, all over the place. In 2020, I was at one of the embassies and we were discussing, I was just listening. And I were able to sneak in a little question, and I said, on the security end, what's on the horizon for Liberia? What is it that I need to watch out for while I'm in the country? The number one thing on the list for everybody was, if there's going to be any civil conflict in Liberia, the number one reason is going to be land disputes. That was 6 years ago. They felt that the land dispute in this country, in the Republic of Liberia, it was very high on national security list. Everybody in this chat room, those that are typing in, that are calling in, that are tuning in, they know somebody. They have been affected by land dispute in Liberia. Amid a surge in land and boundary dispute across Liberia, the House of Representatives has issued 2 separate summons to the chairman of the Liberian Land Authority, Samuel F. Bakio, seeking urgent explanation over what lawmakers describe as growing threats to peace and stability in the Republic of Liberia. I told you, this is national security. The international intelligence agencies have determined that your chances of having a civil strife in Liberia don't look from the outside, look from inward. You are saying it. And God is not making any more new land, as President Joseph Boakai. Let me take you home to Grand Bassa County. My hometown, my home county, my place of birth. If you think Liberia was an enigma, look no further than Grand Bassa County. Oh, Grand Bassa. A few weeks ago, the Bassa people were complaining there's a new hospital being built in Grand Bassa County. If you see this thing, they say it's worth $3 million. Not only that, but they are asking for even more money now to build an additional staff quarter for doctors and nurses. Can you imagine an architect that won the contract to design a state-of-the-art hospital for millions of dollars? Design a hospital, but forgot to include staff quarter, the doctors and nurses. So they're asking for more money. Oh, yes, Liberia. But let's go to breaking news. And this one has something to do with Grand Bassa again. I do this because we all say in Liberia, everywhere else, charity begins at home. I am from Grand Bassa County. If I'm going to see the corruption in everybody else's county, then let me begin at home. And we are even worse. Locally and on a national level, members of the House of Representatives were left stunned Thursday, which was yesterday, after the Public Procurement and Concession Commission disclosed that it has no record of how $19.41 million contract for the Special Agro-Processing Zone project in Grand Bassa County was awarded to a Ghanaian company without knowledge of the Republic of Liberia. Appearing before plenary during the 12-day sitting of the first quarter of the third section of the 55th legislature, PPCC Executive Director and CEO, Mr. Roger Scott Johnson told lawmakers that the commission was unaware of the procurement process surrounding the multi-million-dollar contract in Grand Bassa County. We have no record about how this over $19 million contract was awarded or given. Absolutely, we do not know, Johnson told the House. The PPCC boss was summoned alongside the Minister of Public Works, the chairman of the National Investment Commission, and the Director General of the National Bureau of Concession to explain why such a major contract was largely awarded without due consideration for the local labor participation and the rule of law. The appearance followed a communication from Grand Bassa County District No. 5 Representative Thomas Gosua, who requested that the officials show cause as to why law intended to promote local participation were not adhered to. Representative Gosua contended that the contract for construction of a SAPZ project site valued at $19.41 million was awarded to HM&A, a Ghanaian firm, without adequate involvement of the Liberians, particularly residents of Grand Bassa County, whose land and resources are going to be used. Hey, Liberia. Oh, our people. Almost $20 million US disappear in thin air to surface in Ghana without the knowledge of the Bassa people, without the knowledge of the legislative body. So the president of the Republic of Liberia and few people got together and said, you know what, we are going to consummate a contract in care of Grand Bassa County, not through them, but in care of them. Another smell, no taste. The Bassa people have no say-so. No one knew that this company was even in Grand Bassa. Before they could even think about it, $19.41 million have disappeared. Liberia, for those of you who are very optimistic about this republic, you have an uphill battle to convince me that this country is bound for higher heights. A country that has no law everything is only on paper. We are a nation on paper. And this is why when we do our weekend review, I want to strike one particular one, and that was yesterday. It says human rights activists and policy under the Fanta Kamara have ignited a national debate with a sharply critical opinion piece. Society offended by words, unmoved by wounds. When simple words can take you to prison, but justice goes silent or missing. When human rights are abused, when women are raped, when little boys are sodomized, when land disputes cannot be settled, when men killing their wives, in a nation on paper. She said extrajudicial killings, police brutality, the people of Grand Bassa will agree with her that almost $20 million in care of them that was made for them, sent through them. They have not seen it. They have not smelled it. They have not tasted it. They only hear about it, they only heard about it from someone through the grapevine. What kind of country is this? Do you know what $20 million could do for Grand Bassa and the Liberian people? $20 million US. And then I wanted to know why aren't we calling the senators from Grand Bassa, and my own friend and brother, Bezonga Finley, should be called to the floor to account. The Senate pro tem, Nyobli Kanga, should be called to the floor to account. Somebody dressed this devil and brought it to town. We want to know who are those people. If you want to convince me that Liberia is getting better, someone said we will get there. It reminds me of the late Dr. Martin Luther King when he says, I can see it. Basically, I can hear about it. He said, we will get to the mountaintop. That's this young man who is optimistic about Liberia. But he forgot the other piece when he says, when Dr. Martin, I may not get there with you. For those of you who are optimistic, Dr. King is telling you that you may not get there. It may never happen in your lifetime and in the lifetime of your children and your children's children at this snail pace that we are going. I was born in a country where we had no physical address. We do have it on paper as usual. Talk to anybody now, ask them what is the address of the executive mansion or the University of Liberia or John F. Kennedy Center or your house in Painesville, or your house on the Rabafi Highway, where do you live in Liberia? If you are running out of data, forget it, don't call. You think a civilized government, people that claim to be educated as we all are, government after government, cannot put in place an identification system for the country. I guess you want to blame that on the white man too, or the West. You cannot even develop a property identification system for your country. As I'm driving through Monrovia and going to Habel, when you get to Boys Town, you can see the city has basically spurred all the way now that Monrovia will soon join Smell No Taste. People are just building everywhere. No property identification, no housing numbers, no address system. This is what happens when you have $20 million that's supposed to go into infrastructure development disappears. Instead of giving that money to Liberian professionals to create jobs, we take it to Ghana. Do you know what it takes for a Liberian to get that kind of contract in Ghana? While we wait on our soccer people, don't get me started. It says a lawmaker raises alarm. One lawmaker in response, Johnson explained that the PPCC's statutory mandate under the Public Procurement and Construction Act is limited regulation, monitoring, enforcement of compliance, and review of procurement plans. However, he said the commission was not even informed of the contract being awarded by either the National Investment Commission or the Ministry of Finance and Planning. The two major pillars of investment and development planning in the Republic of Liberia, the Ministry of Finance and the Investment Commission, became the laws over our land. They decided to recruit, award $20 million, somebody they knew of. And the Supreme Court, if you were to talk about a prophet key curses my mother or my grandmother or my wife, I'm from Grand Bassa County. Compare that to $20 million that is taking food out of all the Bassa people and Liberians all over the country. That's 5.6 million people. Who is doing more damage to this country? Is it Prophet Key or the Investment Commissioner and the Finance Ministry? So where is the Supreme Court? This is what Fanta is talking about. This is what Ms. Fanta is talking about. They say in her essay, Kamara contends that Liberia justice system appears more efficient when defending the prestige of their institution than when protecting the ordinary citizens. She highlighted unresolved corruption allegations going way back to the former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf when she took full responsibility for her son embezzling $30 million. She cited several agencies such as the Liberia Anti-Corruption, the Auditing Commission. All these investigations have been going on for years, 2 decades and counting. She also raised references about long-standing concern raised by civil society about accountability for alleged abuses by security personnel and government officials. Where is the Supreme Court in Liberia moral outrage? $20 million PPCC, the agency that is close with the authority to safeguard the cuckoo's nest. Saying we have no idea that this contract has been awarded. I have not seen the outrage in the Bassa people land either. Maybe I'm not paying attention. But the Bassa people should be in arms. They should be protesting. They should be on every radio station, every network. This is a massive abuse of human rights. Where is the Supreme Court? At least the House did something. Call them to book. And I have to give them credit, the PPCC. They admitted that that contract didn't go through our system. We were not even informed. Hopefully they still have a job. By Monday, we will check to see whether they still got their job. The Ministry of Finance should have an idea because there is a project office at the Ministry of Finance Development Planning that handles international project activity. Maybe the procurement process was done there, Johnson suggested. The Special Agro-Processing Zone in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, is a 210-hectare industrial development project funded by the African Development Bank with an investment of $19.41 million US. The project aim is to transform Liberia agricultural sector through infrastructure development, including construction of 4.7 kilometers of roads and installation of utilities to attract private investors. That's the economic zone. The last time I checked, there's something called the arrest agenda, and A in that agenda is agriculture. The pillar of this agenda, you think they will be very careful and say, you know, we have to be very, very careful because this is pillar number 1. Everything begins and falls with this particular arrest, the arrest agenda. But no, The man made it clear. So you'll go and talk to the folks at the Ministry of Ministry of Finance, Planning, Development, and the Investment Commission. Two of them got together and said there's an office that maybe they did their own thing over there, but we have no clue. Authorities say the initiative is expected to create more than 150,000 jobs, attract approximately US $150 million in new investment, and modernize agricultural production, positioning Buchanan as a major agro-processing hub. The site will officially handed over to HMA for an 18-month development period beginning in early 2026. The project is further supported by the $43 additional million European Union grant intended to expand electricity access to Buchanan by 2026. My people, this is massive. Not only that the Basel people should be protesting everywhere. Liberia should, because this is a lot of money that's supposed to attract people from all over the country into Grand Bassa to work, people with expertise in different areas. Well, the experts are now pointing finger at each other. See, there's a gap in the local content law. Director General of National Bureau of Concession, Mr. Hassan Kiazulu, told lawmakers that existing concession agreements often grant companies broad authority outside of our labor law to outsource labor. According to Kiazulu, current local content provision primarily address goods and services, but do not explicitly mandate labor-related requirements. There is absolutely no condition for force to force them as to whom or which local company they should award labor contract to. Outsourcing labor does not force the company Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, it is frustrating how our government managed to award a contract worth $19 million to a Ghanaian company without any Liberian being considered to benefit, specifically our Bassa people who give out their land free for development purposes, goes what told the plenary. He noted that several aspects of the project, including transport and manual labor, could have provided opportunities for local workers. In response, Mr. Johnson explained again that the PPC statutory mandate under the Public Procurement and Concession Agreement, or the Act, is limited, he says. So, Liberia is a country. The House has launched investigation. Representative Gosha further claimed that the African Development Bank had received a letter of no objection prior to the contract award, a claim that deepened concerns among lawmakers given the PPCC's disavowal of knowledge. Several legislatures described the situation as a huge leakage, warranting immediate investigation. This is a huge leak. It is troubling. We need to ask the hardest questions to get to the bottom of this. This is a very serious matter that requires our oversight. And Grand Jita County District Number 3 Representative Jacob C. Debet said. Representative Mary Johnson of Grand Jita District Number 2, Konobo District, Statutory District, also raised alarm. We need to investigate this. There could be more of these kinds of issues that have not come to our knowledge. She won. Following extensive questioning of the witness, the Grand Bassa County District Number 4, Representative Alfred H. Flomo moved that the matter be referred to the House Committee on Concession and Good Governance for full investigation. The motion was unanimously adopted by voice vote, mandating the committee to report its findings to plenary within 2 weeks. The decisions opened doors to comprehensive probe into the procurement process surrounding the $19.41 million contract and potential gaps in Liberia concession and procurement oversight framework. Liberia may say another vla. Grand Bassa County. The children of Grand Bassa, where are you? Children of Grand Bassa, where are you? The Bassa people? Where are you, Bassa people? $65 million in your name. $19.41 million, which is about 20 million, and then another $45 million from the African or European Development Bank. To create an agency in Buchanan that's supposed to hire 156,000 people. Do you know what the entire Buchanan, the population, the entire city of Buchanan, last time I checked, was 138,000 people. Just imagine, they are now talking about hiring 150,000 people. But that's on paper. And where are the Bassa people? If you were from Liberia and you were optimistic about this country, I will say this again. You have an uphill battle to climb. Someday we dig a lot deeper to find something good to say about this country. We're just going through the papers and looking for something good something tangible. Other than ribbon cutting and groundbreaking and clinic dedication. You are talking about almost $65 million. Do you know the impact? The mega company called Metal Steel, when it's fully operational, I think it will hire about 4,000 people, 5,000 max. But you have a company that should be in Bassa, when fully operational, will employ 150,000 people. It will make Metal Steel look like chicken change. So Honorable Goswa is the only lawmaker from the Republic of Liberia, from Grand Bassa County, that have eyes and ears. What's going on with civil society in Bassa? Where are the youth groups? Where are the women? Where are the unions? If you are optimistic about your people, about your country, if you were in argument, you were on the debate stage with people from Sierra Leone, Guinea, the Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and they told you to make your case. Why do you think Liberia is on an upward mobility or upward trajectory? And the other folks are listing some, when we talk about transformational issues, projects, policies. Liberia's claim to fame is we are getting better on our international stage. You are only concerned about your image, your outward image. You want to be respected out there. You care less about disrespect at home. No matter how high the eagle flies, it has to come down. I was listening to one of President Joseph Boakar's old clips when he came from one of the West African conventions. He says, everywhere you go, everybody's getting better, development going, but in our country, nothing. That was the president when he returned from his African trip in the early part of his tenure a year ago. So I'm not only saying this. You guys may have seen the New York Times article on a country called Liberia and public defecation. The New York Times. Where they show pictures of adults lining up early in the morning on the beach, right under the foreign ministry. You can be on the 4th or 5th floor of the foreign ministry. When you look down, according to the photograph that were published, you can see in the morning, you see tons of people lining up to use the restroom. Public defecation. We will come back to that, but let me pay homage and happy birthday to the Daily Observer, 45 years of hard work. It says here, February 16, 2026 was a sweet holiday for those that have worked, continue to work for the Liberian Daily Observer. It's a 45 year, it's not just a birthday in Liberia, it is a testimony. It is a testimony that independent journalism can survive pressure, that trust can outlive intimidation, that an institution can endure prison cells, political transitions, economic drought, and now the digital storm. And yet the Daily Observer still stands, it says. But anniversaries are not trophies. They shouldn't be. The Daily Observer looks at their anniversary as a checkpoint. So we must ask ourselves plainly, what does this milestone mean for Liberia? And what does it require of all of us? They are not just celebrating their birthday. They are asking the hard and tough questions. And what I like about this is they are not asking you. This is a policy of introspection. They are looking inward. Anniversary should not be about eating cakes and awarding yourself with trophies. It is a checkpoint. The editor and CEO says, so we must ask ourselves plainly, what does this milestone mean for Liberia? And what it requires of us all. Liberia is stepping into a bigger stage. We have secured a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council. Major investment agreements are being ratified. Liberians are excelling globally in technology, medicine, business, arts, and diplomacy. The narrative about our country is shifting. Scripture reminds us that in 1 Corinthians 3:6 and 7, are planted, Apollo watered, but God gave the increase. Growth does not come by accident. It comes by planting, watering, tending, and consistency. For 45 years, the daily observers are planted and watered. We have reported when it was risky. We have questioned when it was unpopular. We have defended press freedom when it was inconvenient. But real national increase requires partnership. That is why our thing going forward is very simple and urgent. Go Liberia. This is not a marketing slogan. It is a charge. And to explain how we intend to move, let us return to something basic: food. A nation like Peabody thrives on a balanced diet. If you eat only sugar, you feel strong for the moment, then you crash. If you eat only salt, your pressure will rise. If you eat only spice, you will lose your nourishment. The same is true of information. If Liberia consumes only scandal, we become cynical. If we consume only praise, we become blind. If we consume only gossip and social media noise, we become distracted. A healthy society requires a balanced information diet. At 45, the Daily Observer recommits itself to providing exactly those things we just mentioned. We will continue to investigate wrongdoings and demand accountability. We will continue to scrutinize public spending and public policy. We will continue to ask uncomfortable questions. But we will also deliberately amplify stories that build economic muscles and social confidence, youth entrepreneurship, agricultural value chain, digital innovation, diaspora investment, vocational skills, financial literacy, and policy explained in plain English. We refuse to feed the nation on the outrage. We will feed it understanding. And there is where the so what becomes serious. Independent journalism is not cheap. Investigations require time. Reporters might be paid. Legal defense costs money. Printing presses must run. Digital platforms must be secured and upgraded. Young journalists must be trained. If Liberia wants independent journalism, Liberia must invest in itself. There is no shortcut around the truth. When you subscribe, you are funding accountability. When you advertise responsibly, you are supporting transparency. When you partner with credible media, you are strengthening democracy. When you purchase Observer merchandise or support special editions and sponsor educational content, you are helping sustain a newsroom that works for you. This is not charity. It is civic investment, it says. The Bible says in Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Ignorance weakens a nation faster than poverty. When citizens do not understand budget, concession, laws, or global agreement, they cannot participate meaningfully in the shaping of their own future. Liberia is entering complex negotiation. Our youth are entering competitive global markets. Our institutions are being tested at home and abroad. You cannot compete on the world stage on a junk information diet. To the young people of Liberia especially, this is your country. Your time is not tomorrow. It is now. If you want opportunity, engage. If you want better system, understand them. If you want growth, build it. And support the institution that informs you. Go Liberia is not something the government does alone. It sometimes requires citizens to do that on a daily basis. It means reading critically. It means supporting credible journalism. It means holding leaders accountable. It means celebrating real achievement. It means building businesses, learning skills, mentoring others, and demanding excellence. 45 years mean we have credibility forged under pressure. It means we have scars and wisdom. It means we have seen Liberia at her lowest, and we now see Liberia on her rise. But rising requires fuel. At 45, the Daily Observer recommit to planting, watering, and tending the truth so that Liberia can grow stronger, wiser, and more competitive in new chapter. We cannot do it alone. Even in the presence of our enemies, the table is set. The work continues. The future is watching. Go Liberia, this is an editorial that speaks to exactly what we're just talking about. This is what we were just referencing. This is what we were talking about. This beautiful article was written 4 days ago. The Daily Observer is saying for this country to rise, we should read carefully, analyze. Our young folks, this is your future. Four days after the Daily Observer tried her best to be optimistic, 4 days later, the real character of the Republic came out 4 days after this optimistic piece, warning us what to do, what not to do, and how young people should be involved because it is their future. Then you get this monstrosity. $19.41 million basically disappeared. Money that were meant to uplift the young people, economic empowerment for women, 150,000 jobs disappeared. We are not talking about 5 months, 2 years ago. We are talking about 4 days ago. This article was written about the Daily Observer. The Daily Observer said leadership is not about slogan. Leadership is a charge, a call to duty. It says a nation is like the human body. It requires a balanced diet. The wealth of nation. Adam Smith. So here we are, Grand Bassa County. The people that welcomed everybody else, including the settlers. Myean, if our sports academy is open, please do not hesitate to call me.
All right, Mr. Gayman, when you come out, let you know.
Excellent. The Bassa people, second county to Montserrado, home of 3 former presidents, home to Bob Gray, the second county in the Republic on paper has no running water, has no public utilities, have no light. Civilization has come to a standstill in Grand Bassa County. Grand Bassa County, with her status, has no monuments, have no libraries. Schools do not have even basic laboratories for their students. No transportation. Schools, the major schools do not have buses, no transportation at all. Many of the schools do not even have a fitting working latrine. It is the Grand Bassa County. I know maybe 2 years ago, the Senate Pro Tem announced that she was going to build, they have gone to China. And China was about to invest, I think it was $3 billion in an oil refinery. That, as ridiculously as it sounded, we told you, And now you have a $65 million drop in your laps. No one knows how it got there, where it is, who is in charge. Everybody is pointing fingers. The PPCC says, no, not us. The money should have come through us. It didn't come through. Go to the Ministry of Finance and Planning. They have their own department there. Maybe they consummated their own private business there. It is between the Ministry of Finance and the Investments Commission, according to the PP. So because it never went through the process. Yet the two biggest guns in the county, Nyobli Kanga, Senator Nyobli Kanga Lawrence and Senator Finley, I've never said anything. Thank God to Honorable Goswa for having the balls to take on national government. You know, the last time I came over here and I said, we needed to clean house in Grand Bassa County, let them all leave.
We'll go to the gym.
Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, boss. It's good to be with you. Happy Friday. And happy Friday to our audience here. Thanks for joining us. I hear you talking about the PPCC. You know, I think it was back in June when the vice president was in China. I think it was. He had gone on after the same yellow machine, you know, brouhaha, and you know, trying to do the due diligence that should have been done by Minister Mamaka Ability and team before coming to make this announcement at the presidential retreat. Anyway, the vice president was in there, but the commissioner of the Integrity Commission, who's supposed to be a neutral person, was on that trip. And we were then raising the red flag at the time that this would compromise the entire commission, you know. But of course, as with everything with this government, they went ahead and, you know, took him along, came back. So I hear you reading about, you know, $90 million or agribusiness, I believe, project that they are unaware of. And apparently, this project, if it hasn't been, apparently it's in the advanced stages of being commissioned. $90 million for Liberian economy, that's no chump change. $90 million could probably pay for all of those, or 90% of those yellow machines that they can't seem to find money for, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, how does he expect to have a voice in anything when he seemed to have compromised, you know, his own position? And so these are some of the things we were pointing out at the time. I don't know how he didn't see this coming, but I'm sure we're not seeing the last of it. But it's good to be with you. I guess I'm making what's on my mind. So let me jump onto the main issue. I like to commend Musa Assembly and the CMC the executive committee and the entire membership. I think they're doing a very fabulous job in bombing. They're still there. You just indicated they're still in bombing. So they've been there, I think, since yesterday. But it's really, really I'm really I'm excited about what I'm seeing. The reception that they're receiving, and thanks to you know all who made it possible for this trade, especially former Senator Senator Dazzle Johnson. He's on our trip. Our friend Jacob Smith Toby is on our trip as well, and of course the chairman Yogi and others. I saw Miss Sangari as well on that trip. So I just wanted to thank all of them for helping to get the CMC message out there. Right now, we're still in the introductory stage of the party. Right now we're introducing the party to the people, trying to explain to them what CMC is, what we're about, how how we're distinct from other parties in the field. We're about showing to you and helping you make sense of what is around you and showing you how relief can be brought to some of your most pressing needs. And most of our people, what they want, they want roads that are possible. They want to have healthcare facilities. They want the children to go to school. And these are the kind of things we're helping our people sort out. I heard a political leader making some commitments, trying to help the market women there. I know sometime in the past he gave a loan. He promised to make loan facilities available to the women in Nimba. I heard him make an offer that sounded like similar offer to the women there. So he's not just helping the men folk, but he's helping the Christian population there. He's helping build churches. He's helping build mosques for the Muslim population. He's building schools. He's building roads, building bridges, and now he's also helping out with the market with me. So we'll do the best we can to help our people, and hopefully, we're gonna bet on it. Hopefully, they will remember come 2029, and Musa Ability will be on the ticket. I'm sure once we go to the convention. I'm sure he will emerge as the standard bearer of the CMC. So I just wanted to commend the team, including yourself. You have also highlighted, some of the, achievements of the CMC. So, but it's good to be here. I'm sure we'll talk more about this.
Great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I like the comment that are coming in. I left one particular one that I like. Let me see. What you say here? This is the comment of the year. He says, where is he? I like this guy. He says,
so why you go ahead? You found your mess? You found it?
Yeah, he said he looked at guys on the close hand smoke weed, a lot of weed. So
well, I have never smoked weed in my life. I have drank. I used to drink. I like to say I'm on a vacation now because it's been, I think, just only 2 years now since I stopped. But I like to assure my friend here I don't do weed. I don't do anything else. But I smoke an occasional cigar whenever I can, and I used to drink, but I don't. But I wanted to talk to my friend, actual factual truth here. He wants to know 2 questions: what is the CMC message, and where is CMC getting all the money from? So, my dear friend, our message is very clear. We are of developing Liberia. That's it. That's our message. The Liberia is too backward. I'm sure you will not argue with me on that. I mean, just look around you in the region. Everybody is moving forward. Yeah? We still don't have roads possible enough. I come from the southeast. Every year we get cut off from the rest of the country. So we're about development. We're about developing roads. We're about building bridges. We're about building schools. We're about building hospitals. We're about empowering people. We're about providing loans for market women. You know, that's what we're about. We're about lifting the country. And this country can be significantly improved and made better. We deserve a lot better than we're getting. Yeah, we're sitting here, we're talking about $19 million that may have gone in breeze. That $90 million could be spent on a lot of things. Improve the healthcare, delivery system in Liberia, improve the institution of learning, higher institution, University of Liberia. You've seen some of the pictures from the university. So that's what we're about. Where are we getting the money from? We are making our minimum contributions, but the Senate Bureau right now, I mean, the political leader is a businessman. He has a foundation, and the foundation is out there, trying to find money to bring it in. So most of these things we're doing right now, they're being done through the Ability Foundation. I hope that answers your questions. But if you're not satisfied and you want to know more, you can type it in there and we can talk about it. But that's what we're about. Look around you and tell me which party is doing what we're doing. Not even the former CDC and not even the Unity Party that have done anything that the CMC is doing. That's what we're about. We're about developing the country. This country, look, we're going into the 22nd century. You can't even get an Uber in Monrovia. You go to Accra, you sit down in your house and you call for Uber to come pick you and take you anywhere you want to go. It's happening in Accra. It's happening in Lagos. I don't know about Freetown. But you can say that you got yellow taxi in Monrovia everywhere you want to go $10. I can get on an Uber here and ride for 30 minutes in Ghana and pay less than $2. You understand me? So these are the things that they got at their feet under the economy. You come in town, you want to do your business, they make the conditions so impossible for you, and you can't do nothing. And so our people are strangulated. People are suffering, no jobs, no money. Yeah, Jerome here, we're in Monrovia in January. Got intention to do a few things, but we spent almost 3 weeks in that time. We got nowhere. We're back here. And I'm sure we're not the first or the last people who experienced this. So that's what we're about, my brother. So I mean, I'll pass it on to Mr. Gayman. But it's good to be with you. This is Friday. I think we're waiting for our guest, so we're just kind of yapping.
Look, I keep telling you, and I put a challenge on. Let me welcome Fix Electronics. Thank you very much. Let me welcome Joseph Walakade. Listen, man, we got some great folks here. Let me see. Let me welcome most of our folks here. Most of you are telling where you're tuning in from. Of course, Emmanuel Bro, yeah. Watching from Minneapolis. There was a Liberian guy that just deported from Minneapolis. Maybe you know him. We'll talk about him later on. He was chilling. We got somebody tuning in from Palm Oil Refinery. What? No, Palm Oil. Okay, what is that? Watching you from Michigan. Somebody. Oh, Anna Taylor from Michigan. Obviously, the legendary Mozart Dennis is here from Minnesota. Minneapolis. Listen, you guys from Minneapolis, when they're not chasing you, you're watching. That's very good. And we had fixing address a land rich in soil but poor in structure. That's true. This is why he was
talking about chasing them when you don't recognize it. You think we're going to spend 2 minutes talking about what the Supreme Court has delivered in this country to you Republicans? When I think you're shaking in your boots.
Listen, let me read.
Read, then you come back to it. Read. Go ahead, take a break. Then while are you thinking about it? Read your knees, then you come back.
Sila, Bama Sila, thank you very much. You didn't tell me where you're tuning in from, but it's all right. We're here. Favor Morris. Favor Morris is tuning in from Europe. I know she's in Belgium, maybe. Daniel Sharp McGill, thank you very much for tuning in. Is that Katie 63PK. She's watching in from the UK. Great. Honorable Emmanuel P. Gobert. It is shameful on the part of the UP folks to beloved the cloud reloaded platform and come make unnecessary noise on other people's platform. Oh, is that what they're doing? So I see. Look at they have left the cloud reload, the cache reloaded. Now they're trolling people, huh?
Yeah, they're trolling us, and someone is asking here. They're bringing a stamp of Witherspoon question here. Where the yellow machine. Snedden is, he's washed up. He's out of idea. Look, Let me tell you something, Mr. Mustafa Kenan. Some of our yellow machines are already in country. If you didn't know that, the 26 that we promised are additional. Go to Kwadoboni and ask the people whether they have seen yellow machine, or go to Nimba and ask the people whether they have seen yellow machine. Some of our yellow machines are already in the country. They are already working, sir. If you didn't know that, the 26 that we promised in January to February, those are additional machines. Some of them are already here. We're building roads already. So our yellow machines have already been deployed. Those are reinforcements. And most of those are going to go to the southeast. I'm sure you know the CMC team was in the southeast 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're going back there again. So that's where our yellow machines are, sir. Those are additional yellow machines. So you go back and tell Mr. Witherspoon, let him go and do his research a little deeper, and let him go and try to defend this unity party that he brought to power, that is filling him on all levels. And now he has turned into a critic for everybody. I think right now, he's a very, very hurt. He's wounded. So that's why our machines are, Mr. Mustafa Kenan.
Peter Gottschalk too. He said, I'm watching you from Cow Factory Jacket. Okay, thank you very much.
Cow Factory Jacket?
Yeah. Smith Dawier. He says, well, what's up, Jerome? The Bassa Seditian. Okay, you see, they're calling me all kinds of names, all right. Honorable Emmanuel P. Gobe. He said, good evening, brother. I'm following from Lac, Grand Bassa County. Oh, okay, our friend from Lac. Thank you very much for tuning in. We got Dishiki Dash. Good evening. I'm watching you guys from Italy. So we got folks tuning in from Europe, from Lac. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the future of your country. This is not partisan. This is not politics. If you are from Grand Bassa County, or like Ms. Kamara is saying, today is Grand Bassa County and you're laughing. But look, it says here, we have no, the PPCC chairman said we have no record about how this over $19.41 billion contract was given out. Absolutely, we don't know. Johnson told the House. The PPCC boss was summoned alongside the Minister of Public Works, the chairman of the National Investment Commission, and the Director General of National Bureau of Concession to explain why such a major contract was allegedly awarded without due consideration for the local labor participation. The appearance followed a communication from Grand Bassa, the Grand Bassa legislative person, Thomas Goswell. Representative Goswell contended that the contract for construction of a SAPZ project site valued $19.41 million was awarded to HM&A, a Ghanaian firm, without the adequate involvement of Liberia, particularly the Bassa people didn't even know the company was there. $19.1 million. And then the European Union chipping $45 million, honorable. And then not only that, but authorities say the initiative is expected to create more than 150,000 jobs.
This is supposed to happen in Bassa?
Yes. So that a total of $65 million that have been given out by the European Union and the African Bank. And this contract was given, the PP folks said, maybe it was done in the Ministry of Finance office. They gave out this contract. Not us, it didn't go through us. We didn't put it out for bid. We didn't interview anybody. This contract was awarded from Garguah's office. Authorities say the initiative is expected to create more than 150,000 jobs, attract over $150 million in new investment, and modernize agricultural production, positioning Buchanan as the major agro-processing hub of the Republic of Liberia. The site was officially handed over to the Ghanaian company 18 months ago. and it was supposed to begin 2026. The project is further supported by a $43 million from the European Union grant intended to expand electricity access in Buchanan by 2026.
Wasn't Buchanan where Abu was yesterday with no light?
I will carry light there.
Abu carry.
The Director General of the National Bureau of Concession, Mr. Hassan Kiazulu, told lawmakers that existing concession agreements often grant companies broad authority to outsource labor. According to Kiazulu, current local content provision primarily address goods and services, but do not explicitly mandate labor-related requirements. There is absolutely no condition to force them as to whom or which local company they should award labor contract to. Outsourcing labor does not force the company in any form. They can do whatever they want. He called for a comprehensive overhaul of the concession and local content law to align with the present-day reality. We need to redefine local content so that it does not only reflect goods, he urged lawmakers. Representative Gotra further claimed that the African Development Bank had received a letter of no objection prior to the contract award, a claim that deepened concerns among lawmakers given the PPCC disavowal of knowledge. Several legislators described the situation as a huge leakage, warranting immediate investigation. This is a huge leak, and it is troubling. We need to ask the harder question to get to the bottom of this. This is a very serious matter that requires our oversight. Can you imagine? The House is saying they should have oversight. Isn't that what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
When you ask them, say, when you call them and say, you can't help but build road, they say, it is not our responsibility. Our responsibility is lawmaking and oversight. Then he's saying here now, we should go and do oversight.
But how are they going to do oversight? And they're giving the $150,000 or $100,000 to go and do project. That part of the how are they supposed to do oversight when they themselves are implemented? And they have legislative projects instead of going through lists that they're doing themselves. Don't they have a budgetary appropriation? So I don't know. But yeah, that is one of the cardinal responsibilities: lawmaking, representation, and oversight. Those are the three cardinal responsibilities, of the legislature. But I mean, I don't know, Jerome. It just really kind of boggles my mind the way this government does business. Total disregard to the laws, total disregard to the channels. It's as if they just do whatever they want. I mean, Donald Trump even tries to operate through the normal channels at times. Even the courts here can tell him you can't do it, and he will back down, but not the government of the Republic of Liberia. They're telling you can't remove the speaker, and the president says, "I will do it anyway. I will go where the majority is." No. So I don't know where this is going to lead. It's just one of those things again that will continue to highlight that this is not how it is done. Because when you do that, you create a lot of hardship for a lot of people. These people, when they're giving you their money, they expect results. I mean, come on, we know usage has folded up. We know through relief. If the European Union is there and still willing and ready to help, I think we should be judicious with whatever money they're giving us. $65 million in total. That's no chump change for Basso.
I mean, we are talking about 156,000 jobs.
Jobs, yeah.
After projection, upon which $65 million was released.
Yeah. Imagine 160,000 jobs, African extended family thing. One job might be filling maybe up to 5 people or more.
But it's a Nagbe. Metal steel as big and huge as they are. Mr. Waller was here bragging 2 years ago that they were going to hire 5,000 and they were dancing 5,000.
5,000.
Just imagine Just imagine, we're talking about 156,000.
That's huge.
The entire population of Buchanan is 38,000. The entire population of the city is 38,000.
Yeah.
And you are hiring 156,000.
That's almost 5 times the entire population.
The entire population. So that means people have to come from Sino, Kepamas, you all over the country just to be able to fill the vacancy there.
But let them hurry up. So true, Craig can drink water. I know what I say.
But the water got to be there first. The crab
they need you to go over the home.
The crab died from thirst. The shrimp will die from thirst. So there's nothing there. 65 million, nobody know where it is. Who gave it? Why Ghana? Why take the money to Ghana? 65 million, give it to a Ghanaian corporation.
Yeah. Isn't that the same Ghana Zoom line was coming from that Ms. Kamara has been rolling about?
Another one is coming again. This
one is coming again. And I see Ghana for a $25 million scholarship.
Yes.
Yeah.
A company called AMH. Nobody heard of it then. The people got a letter of no bid. No bid.
No bid. No competition.
No competition.
That's what it means. For those of us who don't understand what no bid means. You mean you're the only person, in Liberia they say you must go for pro forma invoice. They brought only one pro forma invoice. It's all bring 2, 3, then they pick one, the best one. But only one person say, and then they say, yeah, go ahead and take it.
Man, you don't take care of your man over there. You don't take care of man. They say, don't worry, man. We got this thing covered. Don't worry.
We got everything covered, man.
You got it. Okay, next on our list here is the LAA boss. Some of these things we are not supposed to say, but our country is just so bad. We have to say these things. I think we discussed it last time we were in Liberia among the international folks. When I asked them what was the immediate threat to Liberia, whether it was radical Islam, Boko Haram, all of these, and the 3 fellows from the different embassies that I spoke to, their number one thing for national security in Liberia was land dispute. I sat back in my chair and the gentleman said, Mr. Gayman said, the next time bomb that will blow up in this country, it is the land dispute in this country. If it's not handled, do not expect a rebel to come from Libya animal to come and destroy your country. This one is going to be hand to hand, combat, street to street, door to door. It's going to be so inward that it will be almost impossible to control. That was 3 years ago. And today, you see what's happening in Monrovia. So let's go to the headline here. It said, LAA boss summoned twice by the House of Representatives over escalating the land dispute and conflict. This is 3 years ago. The NSA in Liberia, Joseph Boakai and everybody else, cannot tell me that they didn't have this intelligence.
Yeah.
It says here, Capitol building, Monrovia, amid a surge in land and boundary dispute across Liberia, the House of Representatives have issued 2 separate summons to the chairman of the Liberian Land Authority, Samuel F. Bacquiao, seeking urgent explanation over what lawmakers describe as growing threat to peace and stability in the Republic of Liberia. The decision was taken on Tuesday, February 17, during the 11-day sitting of the first quarter of the 3rd session of the 5th of August, the 5th legislature. You got all the title going. Okay. In the first section, the House Director, LAA Chairman, Bacquiao, Mr. Minister of Local Government, formerly in Internal Affairs, they have changed the name now. Okay. Francis Tomalin to appear before plenary on Thursday. Yesterday, the summon follows a formal communication from Sino County Electoral District Number 3, Representative Alex Noah, jointly supported by Grand Julia County Electoral District 2 Representative Marie Johnson. The lawmaker raised concern over escalating tension between residents of Town in Sino County and Gobo in Grand Julia County regarding an unresolved boundary line between the two counties. According to the communication, the dispute have persisted for several months, heightening tensions among citizens and raising fear of potential violence over land dispute between two counties. The legislator warned that the land-related conflict, if not promptly addressed, could ignite chaos, violence, and prolong instability. They requested the Ministry of Lands and local government provide updates on steps taken to resolve the matter, while the LLA is expected to present a clear, legal, and geographical explanation of the boundary between Sino and Grand Julia County, including a detailed map indicating the official demarcation. So here we are in the capital itself, Monrovia. You see the conflict with the demolition, and the president checked them out and said, like, "Gonna making no more new land."
Nope.
This is the president of a nation. Instead of intervening to make sure that whatever conflict it is smoothing over, make sure that we have a smooth transition. You tell the folks, we are evicting you, we evict you because God is not making any more land. So if you took the president, there's no more land God making, where do they go?
I tell you this, Jerome. In chemistry, there are two cardinal principles, right? When you conduct an ordinary chemical reaction, the mass before must be equal to the mass after. Mass is never created or destroyed. Also, we say energy is never created, or you can only transform energy from one form to the other. Potential, kinetic, What that means is, yes, the president is right. God is not going to create new land. But do you believe when you and I were born, there was cell phone? No, there was not. Did God create new material to make the cell phone? No. But it is your smartness, your judicial rearrangement. That's what chemical reaction is. You take two things and put them together, you produce something entirely new, something different. Your ability to manage the resources that you have at hand, that's what continues to improve our way of life. So when the president is saying no new land is being created, yeah, but how do you manage the conflict so that you leave the situation resolved? We don't expect you to create new land, but we expect you to sit with the people and find a way, rearrange, you understand me, the conditions, the situation, so that you leave everybody satisfied. That's what we expect the father of the nation to do. And that's what this is about. Yeah, everything in the universe is finite. Before you and I were here, there was since the Big Bang over 2 billion years ago. And whatever was supposed to be here is already here. We just need to find a way to make new substances out of what is already here. So the land that is here, we have to find a way to rearrange and work around it so that we all can have access to it. It is possible. But when people say land dispute, they're right. We are having that already in the southeast. This drone technology and all of that. Because of that, it is becoming easier to survey and surveil as well. Whatever resources that are underneath the earth, and various parts of Liberia are beginning to realize the kind of resources that they are sitting on. And as they come to realization of this, people will fight to protect their borders. What is found in River G is for River G, is not for Maryland. And vice versa. What is found in Maryland is for Sino. So people are going to have to do the best they can to protect their borders. This is where the president and the government is supposed to come in. You sit these people down and try to negotiate so that an acceptable resolution is reached. That's what we expected. So when people were being evicted, we didn't expect the president, to come in the way he did. The law may always be the law, but it may not always be the right thing to do. It may not be the most expedient thing to do. So yeah, the law ruled that these people needed to be evicted. They have been there for long, whatever. But then you come here as father of the nation and try to find another amicable way to resolve that. But I'm trying. Today is Friday. I don't mean to be long-winded, but I'm passing it back to you. But that's what is happening. So when people say land dispute and all of that, I think those are some of the things they're talking about. Yeah, and then there is in Monrovia, the selling of land 3-4 different times. They sell the land to you before you know it. Somebody else has the deed, somebody else has that deed, and somebody has the deed to that deed, the copy to that. It is crazy.
They like I was saying, and I'm glad the folks from Class Reloaded, they themselves are tired with their own lives that they coming on us. They coming on our show, and I'm saying, listen, you come here because we're giving you something factual. We read these things, we pull these things out. These are actual article written. We quote our sources. We tell you to go and fact check them. We direct you to the newspaper. So things that we discuss are legit, So we are glad that you are here. But that's what happens when you go to the Class Reloaded, where government officials come, and they are all chemical allies. They are backed up, Bob. They're telling you we are winning. Say we're killing the Americans. In fact, the Americans are retreating.
Well, and you heard what the Iranian already said. They will sink the Americans. Isn't they been saying? Every time they said that, they will go there and credit their economy and come back.
They said that Israel went over there and overtook the whole country for 12 days. They didn't move one plane. But now he said he's going to not only Israel, but he's going to destroy the entire fleet and all the countries in the Middle East.
I'm telling you,
he doesn't have an air force. He doesn't have a navy. He doesn't have anything. But how you going to do it? I think I hire a lot of Bassa people. They got Niji people all in the water there waiting. I think that's what it is. But these are some of the things we are talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are reading your comments and we are following. But let's look at Honorable Sibo almost killed me this morning. Sibo sparked gender firestorm over scholarship ban. Side pregnancy fear, critics cry discrimination. This guy, I used to follow him. And I thought he was he was a wise man, but this one here, the free time message past mark. This man, they asking him why he gives scholarship overseas and he doesn't include women. He said because they can get pregnant. What kind of crazy stuff?
That disensible?
Disensible. So it's like a culture that punishes a woman for being raped, right? So if you deny her because she can get pregnant, then what happens to the man who pregnant her? What happens to it's a two-way street. So here we go and say February 2026, Montserrat County Electoral District 16, Representative Dixon Sibo has ignited a political and gender equality firestorm after openly admitting that he deliberately excluded female constituents from his foreign scholarship program, arguing that sending girls abroad exposed him to greater pain if anything went wrong. He said the controversial remark delivered Wednesday during a combined 2024-25 district report at the borough multi-purpose house. He drew sharp criticisms from residents and youth leaders who accused the opposition lawmaker of discrimination and outdated thinking. We live in an evil world, he says. After presenting his report, Sibo opened the floor for questions. A resident quickly raised a point of concern. Why is no female benefiting from your foreign scholarship? And his response was the one that led the whole firestorm. So So residents are pushing back. Critics were quick to question both the logic and the legality of Sibo's justification. So the other government officials or lawmakers who have their constituents, who are females on their foreign scholarship in a very Rwanda, since 6 young men, aren't they aware of this greater pain that you will suffer on your own? Or the pain is only unique to you, our lawmaker. This is 2026 for a smart guy like you to make such a remark.
Well, apparently you're not so smart, and after all, I mean, to make that kind of remark, that's sexist. And I don't even know how a man like that can. So when these people bring their vote for him, you can tell them, no, you can get pregnant, don't vote for me. I mean, how? And just like you asked, I mean, come on now, I mean, yes, the women, but are you gonna blame the women for getting pregnant? Then what about the men who made them to get pregnant? If you're gonna go that route, besides, how do you punish anybody for procreation? I mean, this is in nature. I mean, usually you gotta go to the bathroom because I have to go to the bathroom, and then what? I'm excluded from participating on the show. I don't understand that argument. So somebody needs to, set him down and have it talking, to him. I don't think he understands, this 21st century world we're dealing in. You got women presidents now and all over the place. You're still talking about women can get pregnant. What does that have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing.
And women got equal rights, and like the woman in Tanzania, she as corrupt as the men. They all equal. The woman, she jailed all the opposition. She won the election by 98.5%.
Of all the women that they won't want to use as example. The woman, she said the opponent did not even come and try to get in the street to put them in and lock them up. I think Juliet is very country. I'm sure he's crying his grave.
He said she said maybe the opposition they didn't show up. Yeah, they didn't show up because they were in jail. We were laughing at Yuri Museveni in Uganda. We say he always stealing the election order, and somebody said, "But don't go too far. Don't run next door." But Museveni said he won by 76. This woman said 98.5. This woman beat Yuri by almost 20 points. A woman.
That's crazy.
So, Mr. Sibo, anything that a man does, a woman can do is sometimes even better. If you think you can outperform in the classroom, you may be kidding yourself. It is the same thing we do in religion. We do all of it. We bring our culture into everything we do. Sibo may be from Sano or River G or whatever Grand Crew.
Yeah, it sounds like he's from the Southeast.
Yeah, he definitely from the Southeast. And in his tribe or the subculture where he comes from.
We hereby disown him from the Southeast.
Yes, we disown you.
He's dismissed from the Southeast.
Yes. Jackson, Mr. Dixon Sibo, you have been dismissed and barred from going to the Southeast, knowing that most of the top women that have performed in government incorporated Liberia, corporate America, comes from the Southeast.
Of course.
You bring in your tribal biases, you bring it in your religion, you bring it in your profession, and now this will have some serious political consequences comes election time.
It should be.
Tell women that they cannot get education, they cannot get scholarship abroad because they will do something that will pain your heart. What is that? You didn't give no statistics about, well, I gave 100 scholarship, 50 to men, 50 to women, and of the 50 women, 49 got pregnant, only one came through. So I'm kind of hesitant. You get no stats, you get no numbers, you get no justification. You just don't want to be pained. You say you don't want your heart to I mean, we got to do better in that country. This man is represented. He's a lawmaker. Can you imagine this man?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Here in this country now is becoming a lawyer over every state now, wherever they want. They're entitled to maternity leave, you know. And then, you know, and then when they deliver, they can give, you know, the family leave. The husband can take off up to sometimes 6 months,
and the wife can take off.
And the wife, yes, you know. And now you're gonna discriminate because you're not scholarship. Seriously, are you kidding me? You know, he needs to really rethink his position.
You know, and this is what our girl Fanta was saying here. Where is the outrage when it's legitimate, when it's time for women to stand up and say, this is not how we want to run our country. This is not 1922. Okay. And Liberia has been known for breaking that glass ceiling for women. The Angie Brooks.
We had a woman elected president for Christ's sake.
President of the Republic.
Yeah.
Angie Brooks Rhino. We talk about the first UN president from the Republic of Liberia. Women have been all over the place.
All over. Ruth Perry, all these women.
Ruth Perry, our now foreign minister.
Yanti.
I mean, all these people.
So what are you saying that she shouldn't be foreign minister because she will get pregnant?
Yeah, she will get pregnant especially when she go to the UN General Assembly.
Where did this book come from, Jerome?
I think, look, that war really messed a lot of people up. That war, it gotta be the war because this guy, they say he's very smart.
Well, he doesn't sound smart right now. Yeah. He may be smart, but right now it doesn't sound like he's smart at all. But this kind of position,
he book smart, but he got common sense.
Yeah, the kind of position he's taking, that's not a smart position at all. I can tell him that. I mean, I'm not a smart person, but at least I'm smart enough.
You know better than that, right? So I guess he won't send his daughters to school if he has daughters.
I'm telling you.
Because no boys at his school from Torgbean High School, no boys are bad on. No cry, no boys. Don't send your daughter to MC because they got they are monkeys. They can jump from tree to tree. But these are the things that we are talking about. They bring their attitude in their societies, in their fraternities, in their sororities. They bring it in government. They bring it in their religion, in their churches, in their mosques. They suppress women. Some of these people don't even want to see women progress. So now that he has the power in his capacity, now he's determined who succeed in Liberia, knowing very well that at some point, people are going to be hired based on merit. Okay? So those who are prepared, if you ban women from being well prepared to be in the marketplace, how then do you give them a chance to excel?
In his capacity, he should be fighting to lift everybody up, That position, I really hope you will have a chance to come back and clarify. That position is untenable, and it's really makes it look really, really bad. He is supposed to be advocating lifting everybody up in his constituency. If you have a scholarship, put it out there, and you should take special care that it is distributed based on gender balance. Make sure all genders are equally reflected. That where did he even get that position from? That women can get pregnant, so they shouldn't get scholarship. The president of the Universal Library is a woman, for Christ's sake. The president of Cardinal is a woman. Dr. Horton. What planet does this guy live on?
But
how you think they became president of the universities?
Or how he got born? But
maybe he came into being by immaculate conception.
Yes, he would be the second one. Victor, you and I were fortunate to have been panelists at the University of Liberia.
Right, at the Emma Claudia School. of humanities.
Yes, or what did you notice of the team, the both teams? One of the leaders from the other team, the girl was pregnant.
Yes, she was. She was.
And she was on a debate team. Yeah. She was performing her duty. She was sharp. She did everything she could. And can you now tell me?
Mr. Gayman, the guest is on. The guest is on.
Okay, bring the guest on.
He's the one who on already.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Arnold Kennedy.
Thank you. Thank you. How you doing?
Good. We expected you since 5 o'clock. Is 6? Where are you?
I'm in the U.S. in Pennsylvania. They told me 6 o'clock. That's what I know about.
Oh, okay, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Kennedy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Excellent, excellent. We look forward to having a great show. We discussed earlier that when it comes to youth and sports, the future of the country depends on those who will invest in our youth. So introduce yourself. I have with me Honorable J. Victor Nagbe here, and we have Myean Torgbean. He's our producer on the ground in Monrovia. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about why you are here.
Oh, I'm Arnold Kennedy. By introduction, I'm here to discuss sports in general.
Okay, when you say sports in general, talk to us about your expertise. You want to talk about sports. What gave you the pedigree to talk about all sports? I thought you were talking about maybe soccer or basketball, but you say sports in general. So what is your...
Yeah, I will be touching on other sports as well, but mainly football, what we call it, and I got so passionate about this since I was a kid when I began to understand football.
Do me a favor, can you flip your phone? Can you landscape it so we can...
Yeah, sure. Let me try to do that. Let me know if it's good. Is it better?
There you go.
All right. That's good.
There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, so just to get back to it, like I said, I'll be touching on other sports as well. Mainly about soccer, call it soccer in America, but we in Liberia and other part of the world call it football, Such a very important sport, and we Liberia are known for two major sports, which is football and basketball as well.
Okay. Victor, our guest is here.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Welcome. It's good to have you on set.
Thank you, Victor.
I understand you played international soccer football. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit more? Tell us how far in Europe you went, what teams you played for, just so our guests will get to know you, family background, wife, kids, and what part of Liberia you're from, that kind of thing.
Originally was born in Maserati. Mom, Basa, Pa Loma from Lopa County.
Oh, Basa people again. Okay, go ahead.
Y'all got around there.
Is a Basa man.
The old people in Basa say every vein in the Republic of Liberia has a Basa running through it. There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Kennedy.
Go ahead. Talk about your upbringing.
I had a chance, to play professional football in Europe.
Okay.
When I left Liberia, late 1999, I left Liberia. I was brought to the U.S. by my dad, Enos Kennedy, who also is a well-known person in Liberia when they talk about Liberian football. Play for Fulani and stuff. Most of these older guys that know him very well. The leg of James Diba, Kevin Simway, knows my dad very well. And when I came here, football was just something that I love dearly, and came here, go to school, went to Europe. I played for Hanasan in Sweden, but I started with EFCO Sonsborg in the 3rd Division League. And after half a season, I got scouted by a few other clubs around Sweden. And my manager decided to pick a 2nd Division side called Hanasan, which of course I played there along with one other Liberian called Victor Carr and stuff. So 2015, I had a chance to come down to Liberia to honor the national team duty. Liberia against Ivory Coast, to be precise, World Cup qualifier. So I came down, and usually they give break in between, just to go out for 2 hours and go see family and friends, And I was away from Liberia for more than 10 years before going back, and everything was kind of strange and different to me. So me being a football person, I never go see family.
Right.
So I move around in the community to look at the youth, and just try to get a flashback about my time in Liberia when I was there. What are things are still the same, where we intend to play with our shirt and just play that backyard football. So when I went around the community, I saw some kids them playing, and it was amazing, to watch them play and see the kind of potential and talent they have. And I couldn't get it off my mind. I couldn't get it off my heart. It was on my heart for so long. And after that, I returned to Europe and picked up some injury, and then decided to come back to the U.S. to my family. I'm married. My wife name is Diana Kennedy. We got 3 children together. Oldest son is 20 years old. Younger daughter is 2 years old, and my other son who followed in the footsteps of my father, which is a grandfather in us Kennedy, and also me. He's 11 as well, and play for a youth academy here called FC Delco. So after I left football, I sat down with my wife and I told her what I want to do. I said, I think I can be able to give back. She said, what do you mean give back? So I went into detail. We talked for hours. I said, I want to go back to Liberia to be able to help kids in general. I think Liberia is lacking exposure when it comes to football. She said, but how are you going to do it? I said, just agree. Once you agree, then you will see things flourishing. They say once the home is happy, when the woman is happy and all that kind of stuff, everything is fine. So she gave me the go ahead. I then returned back to Liberia 2019. I was there for 3 months, and I hosted the first trial through my organization called Ken Soccer Academy and Ken Sports Management. I have 2 different entities. So when I went there, I took along one coach from here called, what is guy's name? Dave Gifford from Virginia Commonwealth University. So he went there to be part of the trial. So during the trial, he selected one kid called Brian Fagalon, who is currently in the U.S. playing professional football and stuff. And after that opened the doors, But before taking these guys to Liberia from 2016, when I left the game, to 2019, it was a 3 years consistently calling and texting and emailing these coaches, trying to get them on board, trying to make them to trust the process. And for these guys then to open the doors, it wasn't easy. It took me 3 years to make this work. And knowing that mentally that I have to be strong, and I told my wife, she said, well, since 2016, we talk about this, when this going to happen? I said, it didn't take time. I've been on the field. These professional guys don't just open the door or open the line for you to talk to them so easily. You got to be patient with it. It will work.
So let me ask you, I know you'll get to that part, and thank you for the background. Very much appreciated. Are you looking into just training our guys and let them go and fend for themselves, or are you also looking to represent them as well as a sports agent?
Both ways. Both ways. Yeah, both ways. So when they come, I usually try to bring them closer to me first and try to mentor them for a couple of weeks before I can send them, to the university that select them. Because knowing that we are lacking certain things in Liberia that these guys didn't have over here. Like the gym aspect, the way you react to things, your way about things, and a whole lot of different things that fall into place and stuff. So when it comes, like I said, I usually bring them and train them for a couple of weeks and nurture them, grow them before I can send them on the way. And God have been God and been grateful to this organization that called Ken Soccer Academy that I established 2018 and stuff. We have brought over, let's say, about 18 different student athletes. My primary goal for this program that I'm running is not just only about football, because I sat down and thought about it. Liberians in general, we look at footballer in our Liberian voice, we say footballer are grown. They are not educated. So my program, I intend to change it around to focus primarily on education first before sports, because there is left after football. You can start a professional career today, but it can end the same day if you pick up a major injury.
Right.
So why not focus on the academic piece that can go with you for the rest of your life when you achieve that, when you earn it? So I decided not to rush and persuade into just taking players to Europe. And I try to talk to these boys and girls that, education is important. And which, of course, they have been working out for them. Some of them have graduated from college, and some of them currently playing professional, some of them currently in college as well. It was a lot of negative things that was said that, wasting time and wasting the player talent. It was things that was said from so many Liberians that, why would I want to take people to America to waste their talent, and the program is not real? But when they begin to see stuff flourishing and these guys are leaving Liberia, these boys and girls, one after another, before people start to believe in this program and stuff. Like I said, we have had about 18 players who have transitioned from Liberia to this organization currently in the US.
So talk to me when you say an academy. I have been fortunate to sit on the board of Pop Warner, which is the training ground for the NFL. I have partnered with the NBA. I do summer camps with the different school districts. So when you talk about academy, are you on the ground? Do you have facilities on the ground? Are you training kids from, let's say for here we do age 6, which is first grade, all the way to 12, at different facilities, and it's a long-term commitment. And then out of that, the scouts can come and choose. Are you doing that, or you are strictly based in the United States and you scout students?
No, I'm always in Liberia. We're gonna be having our 9th showcase trial in Liberia, and every time we are having this trial, I'm always there. Sometimes we'll come alone, sometimes we'll come with coaches. And the next trial for our program is gonna be next month, March the 13th to the 14th, 2 days trial, where I have a couple of Division 1 coaches that are going to be in Liberia by the grace of God, to be arriving in Liberia to be able to scout talent for themselves. So they go there and do their own selection. I just try to get the necessary connection and everything that needs to be done to get in there and make sure they are comfortable.
Thank you. Talk to us a little bit about your reception, how you have been received, and talk to us if you've given it any thought, or if you already, or you haven't, about getting the likes of our football god in Liberia, George Myean, of the types, to kind of throw you an endorsement or something, if that's even necessary. But I'm just saying, given that he's larger than life in Liberia, in Africa, in soccer, in the whole world, so far to speak. Are you getting satisfactory reception? Have you considered, getting him, if not to involve with you, but to endorse what you're doing or something like that? Or not just him, but you just say these footballers in Liberia. You talk about Deba, Jonathan Silway. The lights come to mind.
Yeah. Thank you for that question. Before I touch on that, I think I skipped the question I asked. I do own an academy in Liberia.
Okay.
I have a youth 12 and a youth 15 and a youth 18 academy in Liberia. I have a branch in Grand Bassa and a branch in Central Monrovia as well. The youth 18 currently participating in the third division league. The under 12 and under 15, they're going to be taking part in the LFA under 12 and under 15 youth league. They say they're going to be starting next month. But just to get to your question, I have tried, not to be specific, not to George Weah himself, but I have tried other ways by trying to talk to some government official who have visited the U.S. and stuff. And I had some conversation with some of them, not to say names and stuff, but I've been let down. The reception part of coming to Liberia, it hasn't been good. The support for this program that is transforming lives and stuff with no pay and working tirelessly in the U.S. to travel and do these things with my own money and stuff and my family, my wife helping in the process of it. The reception that I get from Liberian, it hasn't been so good, to be honest, because if I take it upon myself to reach out to these guys, some government official, and say, this is what I want to do, I think I can help in the process. You guys don't have to give me physical cash or whatsoever it is, but we can be able to try to include this program into the government budget, where they can be able to help these kids, like including it in the government budget by dealing with the LFA. The LFA league is going on. So you can look at the top 5 players and stuff in the league that LFA going to give these awards to, that are going to win this award. Not LFA specifically giving it to them, but the one that earned it. We can be able to use their program to be able to promote our league in general and be able to help these kids to transform their life. So I gave them that idea and stuff, but it just one story after another, and it has never ever been successful. And I'm even trying to shoot for this current government that is in charge, of our country, to look into it and see what this program has done for Liberia in general. And I will tell you, not one single kid that transition from Liberia that look at me and say, this one is for you, or neither any family member from them to say, I will give you a penny. And if they have done that, let them show their receipt. Everything has been done, by me, trying and striving. One of the things I would say, when it comes to certain paperwork, they have tried to contribute towards their transition when it comes to the financial aspect of it. So if our government will take this into consideration to help in the process, not just only for footballer, but basketball, we can extend it to even track and field, tennis, and it can go beyond, like I said, sports in general. But I haven't been getting that chance and the opportunity for them to help and let's try to explore the world, more especially is a education program. It's very educative to help these kids that are going to return back home to help our country, and which of course one of them currently play for the national team that came over here, Brian Fagalon, I get drafted, and he's currently play for the national team. He even scored a goal the last time we played and stuff like that, So if you see the program is flourishing with all you guys help, I think you should look at it to be a legit program that you can be able to come in to help sponsor the program and be able to help our next generation.
Let me welcome Johnny. Johnny, be good. Welcome to the show. Okay.
I think Johnny is still trying to
Johnny
get
is frozen his game.
Yeah.
This Liberia thing. Okay. Here I participated and worked with the AAU, which is totally private. I see why the government wouldn't want to support you because they have LFA, they have how they call it, they got
Oh yeah, so la begin galo ka yin po.
no boy Johnny Johnny, please mute. We don't want to know who picking is that. Just tell. There you go. Thank you. The AAU is totally independent. The government has LFA that they work with FIFA. Then they also had the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So they're supposed to be doing what you're doing already. So there's no incentive for them to help you to succeed. I thought you would have gone the private sector route where, like you said, look for sponsorship, look for private individuals, and because you are investing in these kids, hopefully, like you are doing now, you are an agent that you are investing in them, and when they make it, a certain percentage of the income has to go back to you because you're developing them. That's just the contractual end of it. So I see why the government has no interest because it's a private venture, and it should remain a private venture where you have total control over it. So have you looked at it that way? Which of the model you are using? Is it the AAU or even the U.S. Olympic team? The government don't support them. It's strictly privately based. So how do you intend to have the government involved? Why?
You know, Liberia being Liberia, you mentioned about private sector. I reach out the guys then privately, individual government official. I reach out to them. But like I said, it's one story after another, I mean, with or without the government getting involved, if the government cannot get involved, it's fine, totally fine with me. It's not an issue, you know. But just to be able to contribute, to get involved, not financially, but to be able to prioritize this program and stuff, we Liberian in general, to be able to help our own kids. It's not about putting in funds financially. Like I said, we can prioritize the program, we can sponsor the program in so many different ways. We can try to do that. We should be very helpful and good for us to give these kids the fair chances of life. But individual government official and myself, I had a conversation. Like I said, I don't want to mention names. I've talked to a lot of them, and it haven't worked out before. So I just decided to just keep doing what I'm doing best. I have passion for it. I'm not going to be deterred of whatever that's going on. I'm going to continue to try and strive for the betterment of these children in Liberia because I think and feel that they deserve a fair chances of life, like every other kids in Europe and America and other part of the world.
What is your budget? What is your annual budget for operation budget?
You want me to expose that now?
Oh well, yes, you gotta have an annual budget.
Yeah, I do. I have an annual budget. Budget changes every time, yeah and there. The budget is based on if I'm gonna be having coaches coming to Liberia, if I alone coming to Liberia. It based on the economic market side of the country, how things is being run and the cost of things. Because you look at hotel bill is never the same. You look at car rental sometimes changes and some restaurant change their prices. So you can't just you can estimate, but to have a set budget, you gotta put everything into place first and then be able to throw it out there, knowing what you have gathered together for that specific event are going to occur on a set date and time.
The reason I'm asking is because I have 3 AAU team, 3 for boys, 3 for girls. When we travel around the country, hotel, meals, and all that. So we got about $150,000 in the budget that we budget annually to travel with these kids. Includes insurance, hotel, meals, and the whole 9 yards. And we begin by writing a few grants through the United Way, Children's Services Council, Pop Warner, and other places that we do get grant from. Then we get some general donations from Wells Fargo and Bank of America. This is what I'm asking, because first of all, for these agencies to fund you, you have to have a set budget.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which is an estimated budget based on past performances. And then the question would be, how do you raise this amount to succeed? If you go to Liberia twice a year, you should know how much a plane ticket costs.
So yeah, definitely. I do know.
So what is the budget for the fiscal year 2026?
The budget that I have now, like I have a couple of coaches gonna be coming down there, 2 of them, and I have a few other guys that's supposed to confirm. Looking at the price of ticket and lodging, when you bring these guys, that you gotta make them comfortable as much as possible. Putting in, getting a hotel that gonna be conducive for them, because you want them to be able to come back to Liberia. So if they are coming for 3-4 days, you calculating some of our 5-star hotel that costs $250 or $300. You times that, and then you're looking at a meal a day for each person, looking at spending $100 a day, and looking at plane ticket around almost $2,000 to get a good flight over there, a renowned flight that gonna make them comfortable and stuff. And then ground transportation, you're looking at rental car being around probably $75, $90 for somebody car to charge and stuff. And you gotta gas the car. You don't know the gas price. You know the gas price, but you don't know how many gas you're gonna be burning and stuff until you select the exact location of where you're gonna be taking them and stuff like that. So you probably looking at approximately around 25 to 30,000 you're gonna be spending on this program if you're gonna go through all of the expenses.
What if the Johnny? Are you there? Welcome to the show.
Can you hear me now? Am I okay now?
The picking gone, so you can talk now.
No, sorry, man. I mean, I've been trying to struggle to get my man Kennedy on the show, and moreover, I was traveling also. I've been, I'm attending around May Morovia, so I just got home. Anyway, thank you, Gilman and Victor, for keeping the show going. And I mean, Kennedy, thank you for making your way on the show. I really appreciate you. And to be frank, Mr. Gilman and Victor, I don't know this guy from nowhere. You understand? But I met him through a friend in the US. And when I heard about his program, I got excited. And he said, how can I get on your show? I thought I would try my best to bring you on, because this is about Liberia. All of us must be concerned about how we can make our country the best in the world. And so I fought hard to get him on to Mr. Gilman, Peabody, Pewee, and Tomalin. And so I'm happy that he's on the show. He's making everything work for us. And his program is good. I'm interested in his program myself. And I hope we can find a way to get more people involved, to give our young people opportunity based on their talent that God has given them. So, I mean, Kennedy, you got my support. Whatever way we can do on the ground here, we can do our best to support the process and give our young people hope in life. That's all people need in life. They need hope, and they need opportunity to live out of their talent that God has given them. So I appreciate you so much, and thank you for making your time to come on this show. We hope after the next 3 months, 6 months, you can come back again and tell us how far you've gone with everything that you are doing to give Liberian children hope in their life.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
What is the mission of, what's the name of the academy again?
Ken Soccer Academy.
Okay, Ken Soccer Academy. What's the mission?
Our mission, we want to continue to empower Liberians in general, from different part of the nation, different part of the country, to be able to help and put a smile on their faces as much as possible, because I think these kids deserve happiness. They deserve the fair chances of life,
Well, while we're talking about sports, today is the birthday of my son. This is
okay.
when he scored his first 1,000 points in basketball. Yeah, and this is he. So he was a scholar athlete. Today is his birthday.
That's nice.
He's
Happy
27.
birthday.
He's 27 today. He played college ball. He decided not to play overseas, so he went through academic, and he will be a PhD in December next year. He'll be having Dr. Gayman. But this is one of the academy that we run here. This is the academy we run. We also run a golf academy also for young folks. So when you talk about academies, we work with the PGA, work with the NBA, the NFL, the Pop Warner. So we have a lot of leverage. I've never done soccer. So even when we go to the ESPN Wild World of Sports, where that is the mecca of AAU, basketball, soccer, you name it. This is where we meet. I'm going to say this because if you depend on government or anybody in government, you are depending on broken stick.
Sure.
Your best bet would be to go to private individuals that believe in what you are doing and would love to invest. On the other hand, you also have to have a business side of this. You are a scout. Scouts supposed to make money when you succeed, when your talent is scouted and they make it to the big league. If you are a scout of an NBA, I think they get like 5% or 3% of. If Victor, you were a scout and you got someone like LeBron James and you signed a $1 billion contract, and you got 3%, you're sitting pretty.
Sitting pretty, yeah.
So this is a business, serious business.
Yeah.
But you don't know because when my son got the scholarship, he got $450,000. Okay, scholarship for 5 years.
And
So what we don't understand is the business side of athletics.
Yeah.
People invest, but when sometimes if you invest in 25 kids and one makes it to the big league, you're supposed to benefit as well. But it has to be in writing. That's the business side that we don't do. We do most of the stuff from our heart, right? Because we love what we do, we want to help folks, but then we forget the business side. So how if I had a son or daughter that I wanted to bring to the academy, what are some of the documents that I have to sign? What is it that I have to do?
We want the kid to have the academic side of this program that we are running. If they are coming from elementary school, junior high school, or they are in high school, they get loaded, or they are in high school as well, so we'll need their transcript, which is very, very important. And then because it's something that we focus on a lot, that we can be able to help them. Then if they have that talent, where they can be able to transition from Liberia to the US, is very, very important. These are some of the documents with a parent consent form that we have. And then we got a form to fill out as well, where we have all necessary information on there for parents.
Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we are talking to Mr. Arnold Kennedy. He owns and runs a sports academy. If you have children in Liberia and you feel that your children are talented, that they need to be seen, Mr. Kennedy, where can we contact you?
You can contact me on my phone number, my business phone number, the organization phone number. You can contact me on there.
Good. Do you have a website? Do you have any social media handles that we can?
Yeah, we got Facebook page, we got Instagram page, we got our WhatsApp number as well, where you can contact us.
Okay. Give us some of the numbers, please.
Phone number is 610. That's the WhatsApp number 957-3681. That's our WhatsApp number. We got our website.
Mr. Nagbe,
Yes.
could you please put his number in our chat room so we can?
Mr. Kennedy, please read that number again so that I can type it in.
610.
Okay, that's 610
957
957
3681.
3681. 610-957-3681.
Yes, that's the organization phone number. Off air, I can give you guys my personal number.
Okay.
Off air.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in this business that we are in, we partner with a lot of other big agencies that help us out. Someone just mentioned IMG Academy right here in Florida. It's huge. They do it all. They got like talent going to the NFL, NBA, I mean, on a daily basis. Have you reached out to some of these big academies? Listen, whatever they have left over to, I mean, these people got tons of stuff they could give us. You're talking about football boot jerseys and equipment. I mean, they turn over every year new things. You have to partner with these big agencies. Have you partnered with any of these agencies?
I try to reach out. You know, like I said, some of these guys, and before you meet some of these big agencies, gotta be a connection based. Somebody gotta recommend you to them. You know, for the ones that I know, like some other schools that I know, they have contributed towards this program. You know, towards the kids back home. Like giving basketball, giving football, giving some jersey for training for the kids back home and stuff like that. You know, but it gotta be based on recommendation from somebody who is inside, you know, inside scoop, or somebody who knows this organization personally that can recommend you to them if they're interested in what you are doing. So I'm always open and looking for recommendation and looking for more help in the process to be able to help our youth back home.
Okay, what is your website so we can, you know, people who want to go to your website to browse, learn a lot about you, learn more about you, maybe send recommendation, all that. What is your website?
It's www.ken soccer academy.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arnold Kennedy, you can be reached at 610-957-3681. That is the business number if you want to reach him for your child.
I spell academy wrong. I don't do it again.
It's all right. You're from Torgbean High School. We forgive you. You see, when you come from Baza High School, you look at these things. It's all right. But yes, you can reach the agency at www.socceracademy.org. You can reach him, get on the pages, browse, see what interests you. His first love is soccer, then basketball. And then as the organization grows and get help, obviously he will expand into other areas. But, you know, a gentleman who grew up wanting everything, and just like we are, right? His skills and a little bit of luck. You know, you can have all the skills you want. If you don't have, you know, few things break your way, you would die right in Monrovia. I can tell you.
Yeah, sure.
There may have been a lot of other folks that were even more talented than President Weah, but his skills, his attitude, and a little bit of luck got him to where he's at. Meeting the right people, having, like I said, attitude. I went to one academy in Miami where they have all these top rank, number one, number two. You know, they call them blue chip scout. These kids were blue chip scholars. And on the wall, it says, no matter what you do, attitude equals altitude. That means your attitude can lift you to where you want to be. If you are not coachable, if people don't like to be around you, if your behavior is terrible, that's your attitude. It will take you
not trainable.
That's correct. That's what they call coachable. If you're not coachable, if you know it all, you know more than your coach, you're not going anywhere.
Sure.
So they say attitude equals altitude. And I wrote that down. Every time I go speak to my kids, I tell them, you can be the most talented. If you are rude, you think you know more than your coach, you are not disciplined. That one thing I got from President Weah, they asked you, so I made you better than everybody here. He said, I was the most disciplined human being on the court. When they told us to eat 5 grams of gari and 2 ounces of milk, that's exactly it. Because I trust the science. The people they have done all the measurement. Who am I to tell them, say, I'm from Gibraltar, we can eat 10 cups. It's still, it's so the discipline. So
trust the process.
You got to trust the process. The guy who is your coach. It's Kennedy comes to you and they say, listen, guys, I've been here. I've done this. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do to get from point A to point B. And you're going to tell them, oh, my man, that's not how we do it here in Gibraltar. Or we do it. So Ken, talk to us about the relationship between you and the parents. Have you interacted with parents, or these kids are just you deal with
Ken
them?
is a Philly boy. I'm sure you remember his boy Allen Iverson and Coach Brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
You want to talk about practice? What practice?
Man, we're sitting over here talking about practice.
Yeah, I try my best. I try my best when it comes to communicating with these parents. Try to reach them as much as possible when the kids is here in the U.S. and stuff is not going according to plan. When the kids try to choose a different path in other than what they came for, and forget about where they were before getting here, and they are going off track. If I'm talking to them and they are not listening, I reach out to the parents to let the parents know this is what is going on with your child. Unfortunately, some of these kids took it to be a bad thing. Don't want me to reach out to their parents.
Canada, he's in Liberia?
No, he said he's here. Remember, he said he's here in the States when you asked him.
Oh, I thought LEC kept messing with him. But Victor,
man, Johnny can be here with us, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Going over. As soon as 12 o'clock, going on 12 o'clock.
Victor,
yes.
We have promised that 7 o'clock was a cutoff line for our folks in Liberia because they're 5 hours ahead of us. What is it? Going to 7 o'clock? It's now 12 o'clock for them. I feel that when we are here till 9 o'clock, that's almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they have to turn right around.
You and I, we felt that when we were in the stadium already. We were falling asleep in the stadium.
That's correct. So we have planned to make it at 7 to cut it off. So Kennedy, we want you to come back because we usually plan 2 hours.
Okay.
In that, we want to open the line for folks to talk to you and you can communicate with folks on the ground. So let us reschedule where you come back and stay with us for the full 2 hours.
All right, no problem.
We can go through a lot because we didn't even touch on the immigration process. We didn't even touch on when the kids get here and he decides to do something else. Who's responsible? Whether they need insurance to be here. All of the intricacies that Academy goes through, we didn't even touch it. We just scratched it. That's why. So let us reschedule.
Okay.
And you come back. Johnny, please get with Kennedy and let him give us a date, at least a week in advance, and we will plan. We may bring other sports people like Mr. Wadsworth, who is a sports historian, so they can all come and see.
Tomalin was looking forward to this day too, but I know that he got hell out. He's also
yes. So we will make sure we get other folks here from the day way back before you were even born. So we can talk about some of the obstacles of sports. And then we want to compare the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and contrast with the young folks now, what's the difference and how we can improve on that. So
Sure,
those are
sure.
the things we'll be looking at, and I will be in touch with you. Johnny, thank you very much for bringing this young man to light. This is what we are talking about. Liberia, we need to throw everything at Liberia, see what sticks. We can't wait for
My
government.
Liberia is my responsibility. My slogan is my Liberia is my responsibility.
Thank you very much. And
That's good.
Mr. Kennedy, your parting words.
Yeah, I just want to take the time to say thank you to you guys. This means a lot because this program we needed to go viral. There are other people who don't know about it, for them to have the kids and having opportunity. There are a lot of kids that have the potential, the quality. There are kids then who just want to focus on football. So we have to let them know there is life after football. The academic piece is very important, which is the primary goal for this organization that I'm running, that I'm in charge of. So I'm always make them to understand this is not the place where you want to pass and think like you're just gonna jump straight to professional level. It's not the case. You're gonna come and go to school and do what you have to do because on the academic side, you have to do good. It's not just the typical Liberian football way where we don't go to the school and then we play. No, it's not the case. You got to go in the classroom, you got to get your work done. So I'm encouraged each and every Liberian to take advantage of this opportunity. The next trial, like I said, it's going to be March the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th. We're going to have a couple of coaches coming from the U.S.
Where would I be? Where?
The trial will be held at SKD Practice Pitch. It starts at 7. Yeah, in Monrovia. Starts at 7 in the morning. We climax around 10, 11 o'clock. So if you are interested, you're more than welcome. There is a flyer on our page on Ken Soccer Academy on Facebook. They got a phone number. We got a website where you have to fill the application as well, and you can be part of it.
Thank
you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Ken Academy. March, be ready to go to the SKD Stadium. Show your stuff. Listen, man, if I were in Liberia, I'll be trying. Me and Victor will be the first in that line.
No, I will be there. I'm going to try myself.
Yeah, we will make sure they have the fire truck, the ambulance there with you, the nurses and everybody with the oxygen. Victor, your final word.
No, I just wanted to thank Ken. I met him before. He doesn't remember. But and my son, I didn't get my son's permission, so I said, but he hangs out with my son, Prince Dennis, and the crowd. My son hangs out with you guys.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so I ran into you a couple of times, Philly there, and I'm proud of what you're doing. I want to wish you all the best.
Thank you.
This is what giving back, means. I just hope that you can get a better reception, because what you're doing has the potential to lift a lot of young people. And so I want to wish you all the best. Like Jerome said, come back again. Maybe Robert kind of a little early, because Robert is another sports connoisseur. He has a lot of things he will be putting at YouTube. But thank you for coming tonight.
Well,
Thank
Victor, I have to leave. Can you take over for me?
Yeah, I myself I'll be leaving soon, but go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, guys, 7 o'clock is our cutoff time for Friday.
All right, Ken. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right. Robert, welcome, man. It's good to have you. Johnny, Robert is us. I myself will soon be checking. So
Yeah.
let me say welcome to you. It's
No,
good to have
thank you. Thank you. I didn't know 7 o'clock is the cutoff time for Friday. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, but there's no need to stay on long, I thought it was a fascinating conversation. He's been doing a lot of good things.
Yeah, sounds
Getting
like
like,
it.
getting Liberian athlete here on the college thing. I think one of the guys he got that initially signed for what's the team? I think it was one of the MLS team, and then he went on loan to one of the other teams. I think he recently just got signed for New Mexico United.
Okay.
In the USL. So so a lot of his guys are doing pretty well. And one of the other guys is now he's a regular player for Lone Star.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're doing a good job. So kudos to him.
Yeah.
But great conversation.
Yeah. I like the way he carries himself, and I think he will succeed. I'm really happy for him. But welcome, Rabo. We took a stab at a couple of topics. Johnny came out, I think, just when he came out. But the Jerome came out with this apparent news out, $90 million or so.
How much?
19.1 million. Apparently disbursed to Basa without the knowledge of the legislature. And apparently, it was a no bid contract. The PPCC apparently is raising, an alarm that they are unaware of how this contract got awarded. So we spent quite a bit of time talking about that. And of course, I don't know where Jerome get his story from. Dixon Sibo apparently is awarding scholarship that he's excluding ladies from participating simply because they have the potential to get pregnant. But what Kamara said, like I said, it's good to have you and Johnny here. Yeah, so it's Friday.
So who's gonna impregnate them? Are they getting the scholarships for getting pregnant, or
Maybe they get pregnant by immaculate conception, so he's holding them responsible and leaving the men out. Isn't that crazy?
that's funny. That's very, very funny. Oh my gosh. But no, it'll be nice. Maybe it's not as Jerome stated. So it'd be nice for Sibo to come on and
Come on, right? Clear the
yeah,
air.
clear the air,
Yeah.
give clarification. But the 19.1 million dollars.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard that story. So I think I'll have to do some due diligence
Sure.
into that and find out what that is about. But I know for a fact that the conversation about the Medingo and the Muslim,
Yes.
the conversation has expanded, and people are talking about it. People have their own opinion. I remember yesterday, I think last night, I commented on Senator Amar Cornyn's post. Basically, my approach is, I think, we need to seek to understand the concern of our Mandingo Liberian brothers. I think that's where I'm at with that. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to compare. I think we need to understand where these guys are coming from. And if you look under Amar's post, a lot of conflicting views. Some of the people are saying, God bless your heart. This is what we need in our country for reconciliation. And then there are other people who are not Mandingo and Muslim who will come in and says, well, would they allow us to marry their sisters without, uh, forcing us to be Mandingo or Muslim? I don't know if that has ever been the case in Liberia. I do know that people have preferences as far as religion, right? A lot of times, I'm a Christian. People would prefer to marry someone who is of the same faith. But I also know Muslims that are married to people of different faith, right? So to each his own. Whatever works for people works for them, right? Um, but I think the broader conversation. I think we need to seek to understand where our Mandingo and our Muslims brothers are coming from, and we need to meet in the middle and have an honest conversation. I think an honest conversation is needed in Liberia with regards to that. And it would be great. And the president talked about reconciliation, right? So this is an opportunity for the president to lead on this matter because a lot of the folks, supported him. And like so, I said behind closed door, I think this is a great opportunity for the president to lead, instead of having this whole bluff about presidential honorary or whatever state barriers and stuff like that. I think in real time, this is the time for us to have the hard, difficult conversation about our Mandingo brothers. We need to do that, and we need to come to a resolution as of now because this is getting out of hand. Even today, as we speak, there are people will look at a man who is Mandingo, who is Muslim in that country, and will look at him and tell him or her, "You're not from here. You belong in Guinea. Go back to Guinea." I mean, these things are still happening today.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
mean, Johnny was coming, but you remember, I think that was the point that Peter Bala was making, Manawala Bala, what a group
yeah,
there, Peter Bala had a scheme, the immigration man and the traveler or whatever, and the story is that, they had these gates salary anyway. The man gets at the checkpoint and, he put the man in the back room. And they went there, and I think a few minutes later they came outside. Then it was, gee, I know you dealt with that man. Oh." He said, "What? I dealt with that man. That man dealt with me." And he said the man lectured him and told him how dingoes are in the fabric of the. But I'll pass it on the gym. But look, I'll tell you, I don't know where the guy is. Musa Belede, for instance, Musa Belede is a Muslim. His wife is a Christian. They've been married 29 years.
yeah.
Never once has he tried to convert this lady to Islam. And there are several other examples I know. My friend Fasu Keller, he and I were, housemates. The guy was at the port for a long time. Fasu is a Muslim, but almost all his girlfriends were, Christians. And never once has Fasu ever tried to say, you know what, you got to come to the mosque with me. So I don't know, but I think this is business. What is concerning, though, is the narrative that is attending this program, its formation and how it came into being. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. We're talking about the Fuller program, and all of that.
Yes.
So I think that is the only thing, that is concerning. Even
Yeah.
if a cool man were to do what they're doing, or a lawman man or a grown man, I think I would have spoken out the way I'm speaking out now. If you're gonna do something like that, you need to go through the proper channel.
Yeah.
Get the necessary, certification or whatever it is through the Justice Ministry.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead. That's all I have to say about that. But Johnny, if you want to chime in. I think Johnny got something on
Yeah, I mean, this whole issue in this country. Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, the whole, this country needs a leadership that will not be established to control, to satisfy tribal concerns. We have, by record, 16 ethnic groups in this country. But from my own assessment, what I've done traveling around Liberia, we have more than 16 ethnic groups. Say, for example, in the Southeast, we have the Sapo. Sapo ethnic group, they have a unique characteristics that should make them to be a particular ethnic group in this country. So we have the Mandingos. I have a grandmother who is from the Mandingo background, but she's Loma. And they are from Laura Zoo. And, she tried to tell me something. She said, look, you know what? During the days of the war in Guinea, when Samari was fighting against the French, she told me she was told that the arsenal, the military barrack of Samari Touré was in Bapolo. And she has even told me where I can identify the footpath, the track, where people walk from Bapolo, all the way through. And that's why she said, she's from a place called Laura Zoo.
Yeah.
Laura Zoo was one of the transit point, one path route going towards Guinea. And from Laura Zoo to Guinea, it's just like 15, 20 minutes, of maybe drive. So go from Laura Zoo, like Jaman Warasa, you cross Macron River, you are in Guinea. So looking at that track, so that tells me that the ethnic group Mandingo has a part to play with us in Liberia, even before the coming of those who call the Congo or the free slaves that came from the US and other parts of the Caribbean. But another thing also I observe, is that many Mandingos in Monrovia or in some places, in Monrovia specifically, you ask them, where are you from? Even if they're from Guinea, they'll say, I'm not from Guinea. The difference is the Guinea Pele. That is very common in Monrovia. All the women you see, even mechanic shops, masoners or whatever, if you ask them, where are you from? Tell you, I'm a Guinea Pele, I'm from Zekule, I'm from Lola, I'm from this place and that place. But you hardly hear that from a Mandingo who is actually from Guinea. Like the Loma people, right? If you go to Vanyama and see a Loma man from Guinea, tell you I'm from Guinea. I'm from what you call Penny, or I'm from Kotizu, I'm from Bofozu, I'm from Masada. They will tell you where they come from in Guinea, whereas they know they are in Lofa in Fonjima. But it's almost difficult to hear a Mandingo person telling you, yes, I agree, I'm a Mandingo, I'm from Guinea. Always say, yeah, I'm from Liberia. I think this is where most Liberians, most other people, other Liberians kind of have issue. But personally for me, I, in my view, we should not have issue with that, because I 100% believe that once you are on from a continent, this African continent, you should have a right to live peacefully in every part of Africa. I'm telling you one scenario. When I went to Tanzania the first time in 2012, for some reason, Rabbi and Victor, I just thought that I would be a little bit difficult. I went to the immigration guy. He said, "What's the passport?" So I don't have a passport. You won't believe it, Rabbi and Victor. At the International Airport, Gilo Nairobi Airport. I don't know what came into my mind, gentlemen. I told the immigration guy, I said, I don't have a passport. He said, what do you mean? Where are you from? I said, I'm from Africa. You understand? In Tanzania. He said, what's your problem? I said, I don't have a passport for Africa. I was deliberate, you know. He said, my brother, please don't take the thing to the next level. Do you have a passport? I said, I do not have a passport. I'm an African. So he left me, on the counter. He walked to, I didn't want to see him, officer that came. He said, sir, I said, yes. I walked to him. He took me away from the line to his office. He said, what's your problem? I said, I don't have a problem. So look at you, do you have a difference? No, gentlemen, I felt so much. I just felt like, just came upon me and said, I must be where I got today. Let me see what happened to me in Tanzania. I was going there on a special program for my agency, to go and deliver a document, a paper on youth in violence. How can we prevent youth from getting involved with violence and all that thing? So the guy called me, what is the problem? I said, you know what? Look at me and look at me. What's the difference? Ah, my brother, I understand your problem. You are a Pan-Africanist. Please submit your passport. So, and that's how I went he caught my shirt pocket, gave me my passport, he went through it. He walked me through. Now, I didn't have any other problem. He just walked me through, took my suitcase, walked through, he went out. He said, brother, you are right, we are Africans. But until our leaders can recognize that we are Africans, we shouldn't have all the problems. So at one point, I remember when I'm contesting in Lofa, I said, even Fulani should be considered as Liberians. Because when I was born as a young man in Lofa, I saw Fulani there. And right now, I'm 57 years old. And there are Fulani that are older than me, even one of my father's age. They are equal to my grandfather's age. So why are we having all the problems on our side with you are Mandingo, you are Fula, you are Soso, you are this? For me, I don't have time. Because I know I got link in Malay. I know I got link in Sudan. I know that I got link in Ethiopia. I know I have link in everywhere. No, my kids are in Rwanda. The guy be there, my kids are now Liberian, they are Rwandese. My son went to the hospital. When he showed his name, Nagbe, his name is a Rwandan name, it's an East African name. And my son looked like somebody who is just, my son is about 18 years old now, he's 6'2". I'm just saying, for us in Liberia, let us stop looking at ourselves as tribal people. Let's see ourselves as Liberians. Let's work together to build Liberia and make it the best place in the world to live. That's all we should do. You see the guy on the show, I don't know him from nowhere. I just got to know one of my colleagues who told me, my man, the guy want to come on the show. He got a good program. And he got a good soccer program. How can you guys? Okay, talk to my colleagues. Talk to everybody else. Bring it on. All of us should work towards making Liberia better. That's all we need to make it better. We should forget about tribal issues. Let's all be law-abiding. The laws of God in the country, let the laws be our guide. And let's live by the rules. And we all are one family. We are one people. We all got one generation we come from. Look, when white men look at us, they don't see us different as Loma, Baniki, they see us as black people. The Europeans don't see us as different tribes. They see us as black people. So why are we not holding ourselves as black people? Why are we having all these differences of tribal group? When I in Morocco, go, you see now, the guy from Nigeria, the Igbo people are here a lot. The Igbo, the Hausa, the Yoruba. So when I have come, even taking citizenship in this country, I met one Nigerian guy in Totota, my brother, before I end this point. In Totota, the guy is managing a hotel in Totota, a small little mystic hotel on the Sanoye Road. Went to that place the other night to spend the night. He came outside. This is my hotel. I said, who are you? He said, I'm a Liberian, even though I got a Nigerian accent. He said, I've been here since, what? And I was saying the 90s. He got a better woman, he married. They got their business, they're doing their business into the town on the Southern Euro. Yes, we are Africans. Once you come to any African country, you live by the rules, you govern yourself properly, and we pay our tax, we do things legally in this country. We all will make Africa a better place to live. So my point is, whether you Mandingo, you Fula, you Muslim, you are not Muslim, you are whatever, let's leave all the religious things. Let's make Liberia a place. Let's follow the rules. Let's live by our Liberian organic constitution. That's my point. Thank you.
Let me thank you guys for tonight. Robert, Johnny, and Jerome, Myean. You guys have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you again on Monday.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.